All right, yeah. So yesterday we were wondering whether or how to test a function that returned a promise when it throws an exception. And I did a little research, and you can use chai as promised. I think there's a chai as promised module or library that you can use, but the answer that I liked the best when I did research was that methods that are functions that are returning promises shouldn't throw exceptions. You should just return a rejected promise instead of a resolved promise. This is me like learning with you guys about like how to program in JavaScript with promises. So let's see if I can find that methods testing promise. Let's see if I can just find that same yeah, see, a lot of these are just like promises resolved and rejected. So yeah, so let's just start looking at like chai promised reject, promises reject. Okay, and so it looks like we can test a rejection with chai as promised. So maybe it's time for us to move to chai as promised. I've never used chai as promised before, so this will be a learning adventure together. So let's go into chai as promised. And let's see. So you do something async, okay, so extends chai. Instead of manually wiring your stuff up like this, you return do something async should eventually equal dot notify. Okay. Return or notify done. Okay. Okay, I think I've read enough. So this is Cognitive app, and I'll tell you, I am not a patient reader. So I'm showing you what I would really do. All right, so let's do not a pip install because it's Node. So npm install chai as promised. Cool. And now, oh, but I should do a save dev. All right, now let's go into Atom. And so now in my test, let's just actually now, oh, but you know, the way I'm doing this one where I am creating the promise up here and then doing a dot then, I actually think Chaya's promise is not going to help me with these. I think these are, I like the way these are, where I just create the promise once up here and then I test it here. So I'm going to, yeah, this I am not going to use chai as promised for, I believe. Let's see. Should do something async should eventually equal. No, I guess maybe I can do the promise should eventually equal. Let's try that. Let's see whether that works. Okay, so promise. No, but the thing is I can't do the dot email that way. Yeah. I'm gonna not do it for that. I'm just gonna use it for the resolve. So, oh, but I can say to have property, to eventually have property. Promise should be rejected. This is sort of what I want. The promise should be rejected. And I'm not loving these because I just can't. I can't pick apart the. I can't pick apart the email here. Although maybe. Let's just try something. I know that I'm really not getting to the HTTP auth part at all, but I'm having fun. You guys keep coming back, so apparently there's something going right, or you just don't like to work on stuff between 9:30 and 10:30. Okay, so I think let's say No, because I'm just really doing a lot of stuff up here. I'm gonna leave these as they are. Although I'm curious about maybe refactoring that later, but I'm not going to do it now. Okay, so let's actually returning a rejected promise. So and the thing that oh, by the way, am I sharing my screen? I don't think I am. So that was all just a big picture of my face, but that's okay. There wasn't, well, I guess, whatever. Watch at your own risk. So, okay, so let's actually return rejected promise. And I think I can just do promise.reject. No, you know what? This article was not helpful. No. How do I reject a promise from inside the function or inside then function? That's not really what I want. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, so this is like the reject versus throw. There's no advantage, but there's a specific case where, okay. Throw new or return promise.reject. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to go here in my DB utilities, and I'm going to return promise.reject. User email already exists. Okay. And if not, I'm going to actually just throw an error because it's not an expected thing. Or I could also return promise. I'm still just like figuring this stuff out. Okay, so let's now go back to DB test. And okay, so initdb, okay. Initdb, and now we are going to say, I was looking here at chai as promised. So promise should be rejected with error. Okay. So add username, C password. Should. Oh no, I don't like shoulds. Expect. No, does this do expect? Oh, to eventually. Okay. Have you guys seen Chai as Promised before? To eventually, not there. To eventually, apparently, with the usual expect. Okay, so I'm going to say to eventually be rejected with, and then let's go here and take this and take this, and I believe I called this seed. Okay. All right, so now you don't like that, fine. All right, what do you guys think the chances are that this will actually work? I'm going with 40%. All right. All right, so user Bonnie already exists. Unhandled promise rejection. But I sort of handled it, right? No? Huh. Oh, maybe No? All right, let's try it outside of a dot then, because I don't know whether that was the problem or not, but I'll try it. Okay, and I need to do this and not just initdb because I need to make sure that it waits for it to return. What's wrong here? Unexpected. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just. Okay. So this matches this, right? Why aren't you telling me what matches? Oh no. Okay, this matches. What does this one match? That matches this. Oh, okay. And then apparently we don't need that. Is
there not a shortcut in Atom for that?
For what?
To jump to the other bracket?
I don't know. Like you can see it. There might be. What's the shortcut in Sublime or Visual Code or whatever you use?
Shift command /.
Nope, apparently not. All right. So, okay. All right. So that is there, and then before each, and then why is this? Why is it unexpected? Is it because? Okay. Now just this line. Fine. Okay. Okay, so let's, did that, oh, I expected that to maybe help. Invalid chai property, eventually. Oh, because I need to be using chai as promised. Okay. I'm using both, man. So expects. Control M. Thank you. All right, how are we doing now? Promise expect is not a function. Man, okay. So this is an expect, right? And so how do you? All right. Okay. Const chai as promised is require chai as promised. Okay, so it does not have an expect. Well, how are you supposed to get the expect out? Okay, let's do.
Did you install it on the Atom or the node package?
I did. It doesn't have a problem requiring it, but when I require it, all it has is like it doesn't have an expect or assert. Yeah, I don't know what these transform asserter args and transform promiseness is, but I'm about to find out. Yeah, you do a dot and then you do a tab in the node REPL. Yes, I know this, but I don't understand how you're supposed to.
There's something you're supposed to do after the requirement.
Yeah, I'm guessing I have to do like this transfer promiseness or transform asserter args, which probably means I can't use both expects. Darn you, Chai, as promised. So let's actually just check. Let's do a. No, this is. Okay, so let's I want to go back to my example. Okay, so npm install expect equals chai expect require chai.use. Wait, what did you do? I was just in a really good place. Chai.use chai as promised. Okay, and I guess that, okay, got it. So this is what I've got to do, but I'm actually going to do that. This might be horrible, a horrible thing to do, but it's what I'm going to do for now until I figure out how to use chai as promised up there. Okay, chai is not defined. Fine. Now you happy? Huh? Okay. Now I think I can just use expect here. I have not been in a good mood lately, and this morning I was just slacking my friends. I'm like, I hate JavaScript, I hate promises, I hate everybody. It's a little how I'm feeling now, except you guys, of course. Okay. All right. I no longer hate you so very much. Okay, and that lag is because I haven't figured out how to close the connection yet. But huzzah! Okay, and whenever you get a huzzah, what do? Commit. I can't believe it took me like 3 days to get testing for that one function, but there you are. Okay, git commit. So let's do a status first. And we'll be professional. Create test for user using chai as promised. Function rejects. Function returns rejected promise in this instance. Everything, dash all.
So you can add and put the message at the same time?
No, they've all been added already. I just want to commit all the changes. Okay, so okay, so I want to go back and just do a tiny bit of cleanup / testing my testing. So I want to Just make sure I can make my test fail by doing that, because if you can't, then it's not a good test. Fuck me. Okay, so I was so happy too. This happiness is really brief. All right, so let's try just to see, if I return boogers, how does that go over? Okay, so, okay. It expected a promise to be rejected with an error including this, but it was fulfilled with boogers. Okay, well that's good, fulfilled with boogers. No, that's just a great phrase. Okay, so that's awesome. So with an error including this, including, so when I put more S's on, it did include that string. Still, it just had S's at the end. So if I say, I've like lost all sense of decorum here. Okay, good. All right, so now we're good. Okay, I'll have to put a viewer advisory on this lecture recording. Okay, thank you. Thank you for laughing at my jokes. All right, so now I'm going to say promise resolving to user ID if user does not exist, or rejected with error if user does. I guess keep my tenses. Okay. All right, so now I'm pretty happy with that. now we can move on, but we've learned so much, or at least I have. Okay, so I think I want to continue doing my database functions, but I need to actually remember what the heck this project was about. So let's go, I don't know why that's there. Okay, so let's go back to the actual thing. Okay, so you want to be able to sign up and log in. So we've sort of taken care of the sign up database function. Now we need to take care of the login database function. So sign up we can do, log in we can't. So let's make another, or I guess, sorry, I'm cog apping, so it's singular. So I am going to make another function, which, Lord, we'll hope is easier to test. I'm actually done with that, so I'm going to just close that. Okay, so back into DB utilities, I want to, okay, so I want to check if a user, now I remember this had a lot of little sort of if then else's. If you correct email but incorrect password, oh, you're just getting incorrect email or password, and you're getting incorrect email or password. Okay, so I don't need to distinguish between whether the email and password, whether you are in the system and whatever. So great, so I can just return an error. So it's gonna take a string email and a string password. Okay. Okay, so check if a user password combo is in the database. Cool. Okay. So, and it's going to return a promise, and it's going to return, because promise returning to true if user is in DB, or false otherwise if user pass combo. Okay, so great. All right, so const check user equals email password, and let's make sure we export it. And then, all right, so I want to do db dot, and I think I'm still, yeah, I've got db up there. So db dot 1, select count star from users where email equals $1 and pass, now I think I password, but I just make sure the schema password equals $2. All right, so now I'll just do that just to make it a little easier to read. All right, and now I'm going to do a dot then. Actually, I don't think that this is going to make it easier to read. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to just, this is not, okay, better. Okay, dot then. All right, so then count. And I'm going to say if count, I'm going to return count dot, and now we know, Lord, do we know that this is not going to just return a number. It's going to return an array. And I'm pretty sure or not an array, an object. And I'm pretty sure the, I'm pretty sure the key is going to be count. So, okay, so cool. Yeah. Tells me how many rows match these conditions.
Oh, okay.
And actually what I want, right, if the count is more than 1, Lord help us. If the count is less than 1, if it's 0, I want to return false. So I'll just return. Okay. So, all right. So let's, oh, I was supposed to make my tests first. Bad TDD developer. So we'll just do that. And let's make the tests first. So, okay. So describe. And I might have to move all of this chai as promised stuff to the end if I don't use chai as promised here. So we'll see how I do. All right, so describe, check, user, fine. And so I definitely want to do my before each, I want to init the DB. So I'll do that here. And then I'm going to say it returns true when user pass exists. And so, oh, and then up here, I can also do this same thing. No, actually, okay. So, I want to say check user. Oh, I actually think I do want to use my promise now. Expect check user, and then seed username, seed password to eventually equal true. Okay, that seems nice. Take these away before ESLint yells at me. And I just don't even want to. Okay. All right. So, I know what that is. Okay. So now, so that's one. And then I'm going to make a bunch more. Thank you. Now what? Oh, we didn't import check user. So now expect check user. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a bunch more. Okay, it returns false when user exists and password is wrong. Okay, it returns false when user does not exist. It returns false. I think those are probably the only cases that I need.
That's really great logic. I like that you use it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that simplifies, takes it down. I was doing all kind of crazy checks to
Yeah.
get that to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's, all right, so these should all be false. In fact, it's just gonna be really sad because I'm not returning a promise. So maybe in my, let's return here, let's return yeah, and I know ESLint hates me, but that's fine. I hate you too. Okay, good. So awesome. All right, so now I'm actually going to commit. Create stub check user function and tests now failing. Okay. Oh, it's not that hard. Okay, so now we can go back here and remove the boogers. Always a good thing. And let's try it again. No, not that. Okay, that's okay. I can handle this. We did not return. And yes, okay. Okay, all right, so this is actually, it returns false whenever I want it to return true, and it returns, no, let's see. Returns true. Did oh, I did not actually, okay, got it. So when I did all my copy paste, I forgot to change these to false. So now, now these two, the 2 and 3 are going to succeed, but 1 is not. Apparently, I'm not actually returning true when I'm supposed to. So I think I am not understanding well what this is going to return. So I'm going to And I'm just going to ignore ESLint because I'm tired of being your slave. Okay. Oh, it's a frickin' string. Okay, good to know. So happy now? Oh, okay, and now I'm not returning anything, so. All right. Okay, so it took us like 2 days to make like a tiny bit of progress. It took me 2 days to make a tiny bit of progress, but with everything I learned, I was pretty easily able to make a new function and test it well. And now I feel confident to move on. So I don't feel like that time was wasted. I learned a lot, but it also felt really good to like just push through this and be like, okay, done. Okay. So, because I am doing a -A, that means I'm committing everything that is staged for commit. I didn't do a get status this time, but when I did a get status way up here, way. Yeah, so all of these are staged for commit. So when I do a -A, it just commits everything. Different people have different ways that they do it.
With that kind of logic, would it for the password check? Because you were checking if their email already existed and the password already existed in the same instance. Would it make sense to do them separately or do them together?
The reason it would make sense to do them together, so the question was, should I check the email and password separately or together? The reason I'm doing it together is because the spec specifies the exact same behavior, whether the email is wrong or the password is wrong, right? So if basically the spec is telling me if there is not a row in my users table that has exactly that email and exactly that password, then you should see an error, incorrect email and password. So that's the only thing I need to check for. Okay. All right, I think I have everything I need from the database, which means we get to start coding in Express now. And I do not really know how to test Express, so we're free from testing for now, but just you wait. So, okay, and I don't think this actually specified that it needs to have tests anyway, but it's what? In the stretch? Yeah, so, no, well, write tests for your Express routes, right? So like they aren't even asking us to write tests for our database, but we did because we're that good. All right, well, we'll see. We may try and use Chai HTTP. We'll see how it goes. But I'm not going to do TDD for the Express. Okay, so let's figure out what we need to do for Express. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make a file called app.js. And then let's check my package. It sounds bad. Okay, so it looks like I already did install Express, so that's good to know. And all right, so let's just start working on app. What? Project is empty? Because I closed that, I no longer have a project? Oh, Adam. Okay. Well, I guess How's that? Will you? Okay, fine. So, all right, so I want const. How do we usually do this? Express, I don't have this memorized.
Required express.
Do you capitalize it like this? No. Well, but I mean, at some point you do say like const app equals new express, right?
Or you can just go.
Oh, without the new. So it's a, okay, got it. All right. So now,
You could also just go initiate express right on the side of it. It's an app. So you could say const app equals,
like that.
yeah, and then get rid of the second const.
Okay. Awesome. What else do I need to do? Because we're going to be using forms. So, so first, I don't believe. Oh no! Apparently, I already did. Look at me. So, how do you guys? How's body parser usually work?
It's like,
Capital parser. Require body tag.
And now I'm going to say const. I'm going to say app.use, right? And then body parser. And I don't want to use the JSON one because I'm going to be getting form info. So what is it? URL.
inside the parentheses, to all the braces, and then you like extended column.
What does the extended do?
And we're just you're telling it not to include other MIME types, right? Meme types, really.
Mime, yeah, mime. Let's just do a quick search on that. If extend is false, you cannot post a nested object. If it's true, you can do whatever you like. All right, well, let's make it true because I like to be able to do whatever I like. The quotes, right, okay, that's, okay, now let's do an app. Should we make a separate routes file? Did it tell us whether or not we had to? All right, Mira says separate routes file. So that's what, oh, we're gonna be using cookie session. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Okay, all right, so let's make a separate routes file.
So is this your middleware file then, or is this just where it's gonna be run?
I'm gonna make a router. I'm gonna make a router in a separate file. So, so let's. And so in here, I am going to, so now I'm going to say const routes require routes, and then I'm going to say app dot use routes. Is that how it works?
You got a typo in there too. App.u.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I've made a few Express apps, but clearly not enough for me to have internalized what goes on. Okay, so
Well,
let.
you're gonna use the app.use. Past the slash and the app.use.
Okay, I think that's default. If I, but you do it after. Is the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you don't pass anything, yeah, but we'll do that anyway. Okay, so all right, so DB queries. No, we don't need any of this DB stuff anymore. Well, at some point we will, but I'm just gonna close all of that. All right, so now in our routes.js, I'm going to want to require express again, right?
Yeah.
And is it something like const router?
No, I just require express.
Okay, so what am I going to do? Okay. Then what?
Then just call router, then express dot and capital router.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, or I could have done what I was doing. I could have put router in parentheses and done a dot router here. But
When you destructure like that, does that allow you to invoke a function rather than a method? Or what's the difference?
yeah. You would invoke it without the express in front of it. Yeah. Okay, so all right, and now so now we want router, and we do like router.get, is that right? Okay, so router.get, and what route should we attack first? I think we should attack this sign up route first. And since I'm programming with your help, but still I'm programming, that's what I'm going to do. So sign up, and now I'm going to say request result. Okay, and sign-up's job is going to be to show a form. And this doesn't say that I need to use a template engine. I probably don't need to use a template engine, but I do want to use views because I certainly don't want to be writing HTML in here. So let's make a views directory. Just don't really like you here. Can I move you? And in the views directory, I want to touch views index dot oh, so we are going to use a template engine? I don't think we need to because it's not like we're going to be like iterating over things. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's use Pug. All right. Okay, so Pug isn't exactly lightweight, is it? Okay, so if I'm using Pug, then I have to go back here, and in my app, I somehow have to use Pug. So how do I do that? So I say const Pug, and then how do I link the
It's like after I use render or template.
That's set.
That set. View. Sorry. I've got set.
View engine.
View engine. Yeah.
like this?
There's no
Space.
There's a space.
Sorry,
Okay.
Then comma.
Yeah.
Is also
But that's also.
Oh, okay. So I don't need to require Pug up here. Okay. Okay. Cool. And so in my router, I want to do res dot render, and is render just automatically there? Like, well, I guess it's just res, but I don't have to connect Express and Pug at all, except. So does Express just have built-in? All right, well, we'll see. Okay, res.render sign up, and I don't need to even give it anything.
I think that before res, you put return.
Like so?
And the first one, res and rex.
Not necessary if I'm not using it. Okay, so cool. Let's look at my all right, so I have not used Pug very much at all. Yeah, but it's very Pythonic. Pug is a lot like Python. And then the Python Flask template engine is a lot like JavaScript with punctuation everywhere. And yeah. Okay, so. Oh, rather than like having to dictate it to me? Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna continue on my way, but thank you. Okay. What is this thing even? Well, no. This is I get to be creative. Sign up for HTTP authentication. Okay. And then body. And now I'm going to need a form. How do I set attributes on elements in Pug? Meta, like this? Oh, method. Oh, okay. This is how. Okay, got it. Is the method is going to be post, right? Oh, method equals. Got it. Okay. No, I see why you wanted to send me your code, but I'm learning so much more this way. Okay, method equals post, comma, action equals. Let's see. I don't seem to be getting any Pug.
Yeah, I realized I needed to install.
Need to install a package. A plugin. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, that one seems to be reasonably popular. Wow, a linter for Pug. That's it's hardcore. Okay, so now so now it's Pug, but it doesn't seem to be doing much for me. It's not changing any colors, but okay. Okay, so and now inside the form we want an input. And okay, so I think I'm learning name equals email. Okay, and then input. Oh, and then I probably want to say, can I just do that?
I don't know, I have a label for
Okay, so you have something like P label.
then in parentheses 4 equal.
Oh, and I think I want to put a header here. Okay. And okay, so then we have that, and then password. No. Label. Okay. Label. Okay, and then let's do an input. Type equals submit. Okay.
I want a separate field for confirm.
Thank you. Okay, let's, that was just the worst syntax highlighting ever. It just didn't highlight any syntax. Maybe I need to quit Atom and restart, or maybe, let's just try that. Or maybe I just like followed the crowd and got the most popular one and it doesn't actually work. Nah, apparently it doesn't. So, all right, I'm gonna have to do something else, or maybe I need to enable it or something. But for now, I'll just not worry about that. Oh, especially because it's 10:30. Okay, let's just try and run our server and see what our results are. So, okay, so app.run, is that how you do it? Then you give it a port. App.listen. Okay, okay, and then you do a callback. Okay. What's your problem here? Oh, right. Okay. So now, our npm start should be okay, and then we need to npm install nodemon. Okay, and then okay.
Yeah, because the URL encoded, that maybe E should be just
Yeah, E is,
The E is small?
yeah.
Got it. Oh, it crashed. Okay. Now, router.use requires a middleware function, but because I didn't actually export. So let's try again. Ah, didn't crash. Okay, so now let's go to sign up.
Yeah, it's there is a lot of about their indentation.
Contains nested content. Does it need a return after it?
Maybe like a tab.
Show me what you got. Oh, maybe it does need a return input.
It's yeah, but indentation error, it gives it a lot. So
But mine I think is the same as yours. I think I just don't have returns after my inputs. Let me just let me just see whether that does it. Okay. More fun in the future. Yeah.
No, it's just us.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine there's just a learning curve. So I'm gonna git commit am. You guys seen WIP before? Work in progress, meaning don't try and like use this for anything. Create server and router files. Server working, pug is not. Okay, let me stop recording.